Good evening, everybody, and welcome to the Thor Mini O's After Show. I'm Megawatt Matt Watson. Of course, our co-host is Wes Kane. We got some great guests here for our Friday evening. We're going to look back on our week. Wes going to do some recapping with us tonight from Pro Circuit. One of our lead rider techs, Jake, in the house, and the amateur motocross manager for Dunlop Corporation, Rob Fox, in the house with us tonight. Guys, thanks for being with us. We're going to jump right into the show. Rob Fox, how many gazillion championships now does Dunlop have over the years here at Mini O's? Where we stand, buddy?
I don't know those details, to be honest with you. It's a lot. We've been here. I've been doing this for 10 years with Dunlop and probably be coming here for close to 20 throughout the years. So, and it's always been Dunlop. It's always been a Dunlop event, and Dunlop's definitely been dominating at the amateur scene, at Loretta Lynn's, at Mini O's, at Ponca, at Freestone, Springading, all the major nationals. We're there. So it's great to be back here in Florida.
It's no accident you guys dominate the industry. The research, the time, the team that you guys have assembled, the effort, the events that you guys attend, it's no accident that you guys are out there. Who are some of the riders that have really stood out to you this past week on that Dunlop rubber that really left an impression on the boss, Rob Fox?
Yeah, of course. So on the Supercross portion, Avery Long was out there. In the pro classes, you got Drew Adams. On the smaller bikes, you got Aiden Steinbrecher, Seth Dennis. Bunch of the Dunlop Elite riders have been out there performing well, and we're happy with our new MX-34 performance on the Supercross and also on the outdoor motocross portion.
Rob, I'm like a research and development man. I want to know what products, what researcher. I know you got to be tight-lipped about some things. About 2024 and 25, what are we doing there? What are we researching and developing? What are you trying to do back there in the lab?
You know, you always ask me about that. I'm starting to think that you're starting your own tire company on the side. Because you're always trying to find out what we're working on, what's going on behind the scenes. And you're going to go start your own tire company. You're going to be Wes Kane Tire Company or something?
Well, you know, if you slip, you grip. Them Dunlops are second to none. They're the best tire out there if you're going to do moto or a lot of other things, road racing and so forth like that. But tell me about your research and development team.
Yeah, this year we've been super happy with our GMX MX-34, which is our soft intermediate terrain tire. It's Our vice president said it's been our most successful off-road product that we've ever launched, and it's been fun to be a part of that at a small scale, developing the mini bike tires and making sure we have the same performance on big bikes as we do for mini bikes. And we're proud to say we're the only tire company that has the latest and greatest products available for mini bikes and also big bikes. So that's our new soft intermediate tire, but we're also we're going to be updating our intermediate hard pack tire for the tracks out in California, a little bit blue groove tracks. So we're working on that for coming in the next couple of years. So we're always trying to elevate our products, make it the best that we can, and make sure we don't just sit back and just take it all in. We're always trying to improve our product.
Well, don't worry. I'm not going to start my own tire company. I know that Dunlop is the best in the business, and it's a product used by many. So hats off to you guys being number one in the tire.
Great. Thank you, Wes.
Hey, Rob, when we talk about the amateur sport, man, you're one of the best multitaskers in the business. I've seen you handle 5 or 6 projects at one time with one hand. Tell us about the 2024 program. Any changes there? What can we look for out of that?
Yeah, no, I enjoy coming to all the races and working with all the riders, and a lot of people will see me down at the starting line. We're checking fitment surveys. We're doing a little bit of market research to see what tires everybody's using. So it's a lot to take on here while also providing technical support and helping our sponsored riders while being at the podium and congratulating our winners. But for next year, we're actually going to be launching a new sponsorship program, still through our teamdunlop.com website, but it's going to be a little bit updated. So within the next couple weeks, be on the lookout for that announcement so you can apply for sponsorship for 2024 and on. So it'll be through our teamdunlop.com website, but it'll just be updated a little bit different so we can have a little bit better control over the support and get some support for you riders out there that race on Dunlops.
Awesome. You know, from Mr. Buckley down to Brock Lover to yourself, I mean, the roots are there with Dunlop. They're serious. They do one thing. That's what they focus on. And I got to tell you, we appreciate your commitment every year. You've put a lot of time and effort into it. You want to make sure that you keep Dunlop the #1 winningest tire out there in amateur motocross, Rob, and really appreciate you for sure.
Yeah, thanks. Enjoy being out the races and happy to be here.
Jake from Pro Circuit, man, I looked over there the other day, and you had like 4 bikes on the stand, the wheel off of one, the exhaust off another one. It looked like you even had a shock off of one. What in the heck has been going on in those Pro Circuit pits this week?
Yeah, it's been a little bit chaotic in some sense, but pretty much for me, it's just been trying to find comfort with some of these riders, finding that there's kind of a hard base out there. So it's kind of like we just want the suspension to move as much as possible, but still have enough hold up through those heavy hits. But,
Have to make any motor mods this week? Would anybody have any mapping issues? Did you have to get into any ignition issues or anything like that? Anything real technical?
no, thankfully, no.
When these guys come to you, you mentioned today you made a couple adjustments. And what is your biggest concern? Because a lot of times the suspension guy and the rider see things a little different, or the information from one guy's received wrong. What's the hardest thing to get a young amateur rider to understand about the bike?
A lot of times it just comes down to, I've noticed with some of these riders, they think, man, my suspension's so stiff, I have no feeling. And then it's like, I look at it and I'm like, dude, you're blowing through the stroke. Like, we need to stiffen it up a little bit. But then it's all of a sudden, it's like, they look at me like, oh, stiffer. And then all of a sudden I make a small little change and it's like, oh, wow, that was a lot better.
You guys are here, Pro Circuit, big presenting sponsor here for so many years at the Mini O's. But I want to know, back at the shop, is Mitch still grinding on cylinders all day long, and he's still firing up that dyno in the middle of the night?
Never stops.
Never stops.
Yeah, I mean, I would, especially the later hours of the day, you could definitely catch Mitch in his porting room grinding away.
You know, the thing about what stands alone with Pro Circuit is, if you get a new bike and Mitch hasn't tested it, if he hasn't done anything to it, he doesn't just slap you a set of suspension together and you get it in the mail. Those bikes are apart and being tested. And then that makes me leery of some of these other companies. Oh, I got a brand new bike here. Well, how do you know what you're doing to that bike? You got the forks apart and the shock apart. Have you tested? And I tell people, I've been out the Pro Circuit. I know what happens. All the new models are there and they're taken apart. Mitch owns those bikes, and he tested there. And he's got Willie. I don't know if he has Willie Musgrave out there testing anymore, or who else has he got out there testing them all day long? I mean, it's a grind.
That would be Schneike.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Right on.
Mitch and Schneike, I mean, countless hours. I mean, just R&D on exhaust, motors, this and that. I mean, right when you think they got it figured out, I mean, they're on to something else new. So they're always going.
That's great. I mean, Pro Circuit, research and development, they give you the best product. I tell people, if you got a problem, you want your bike to really, really haul the mail, call out there. You'll get a box out there, and I call it horsepower in a box. You get it, you bolt it on, wait and see what happens.
Yep, for sure.
Listen, when that exhaust shows up, we're not bending any tabs to make it line up, okay? We're not squeezing the head pipe in there to make it fit. The stuff bolts right on. It works. It shows an improvement from one end to the other, whether it's suspension or motor. It's the best in the business. And we thank you guys for all your support, Jake. And the hard work you put in this week was incredible. I kept my eye on you for sure.
Yeah, thank you. I appreciate it.
And I got one more question for Rob. Rob, Mother Nature really helped you out this week. You got to showcase all the tread. You got the soft terrain, the intermediate. Tell us a little bit about what we did use this week and what we're looking for tomorrow.
Yeah, no, the track has been plenty watered throughout the week thanks to Mother Nature. So the track has been on the softer side. Even on the Supercross portion, usually we'll see some blue groove or we'll see some harder pack sections, but it does have a hard base like Jake mentioned, and it allows our MX-34s to work the best. Even on the outdoor portion of the track, we did get some rain, we got some moisture, they did work on the track, they did till it up, but the track crew has been doing such a great job that we really haven't been had to, pull out the MX-14s and go crazy with our sand and mud tire. But some riders did use it for the start. With the metal grates, it gets a little tricky, but we're still recommending our MX-34, which is our new soft intermediate tire. It's got a little bit wider space tread, it's got a little bit taller tread, and it's just about perfect for this track out here.
Awesome. Thank you so much. You heard it right there from the boss himself, Rob Fox, Jake from Pro Circuit. Thank you guys so much. We appreciate you taking time out of your evening. I know you guys got stuff to do, preparations for tomorrow. That's going to do it for the first portion of the Racer TV after show here at the Mini O's. We'll be back right after these messages.
Something from nothing. That's what Nihilo Concepts is about. It starts with a spark, an idea, a concept, which leads to a design, and finishes with engineered excellence with the highest quality products created with durability in mind. All our products are made in the USA at our state-of-the-art facility in Stuart, Florida. Whether you are a weekend warrior, ride for fun, or at the highest level of competition, Nihilo Concepts offers innovative titanium, aluminum, and carbon fiber parts for your dirt bike. We offer a wide variety of products that you can customize to your liking. Browse our site for foot pegs, brake tips, engine components, specialty tools, frame grip tape, lever grips, carbon fiber components, motor stands, our secondary on-switch, plus much more. Head to NihiloConcepts.com and see for yourself why factory teams like Red Bull KTM, Rockstar Husqvarna, Troy Lee Designs Gas, Orange Brigade, Club MX, KLM Gas, and some of the fastest riders in the world choose Nihilo Concepts.
Hey kids, Hunter Lawrence here,
And Jet Lawrence here.
sending you some high-flying holiday cheer this season and beyond. May your bikes always sparkle and your spirits always shine.
May your celebrations be a blur of wheelies and roost, with wind in your hair and dirt in your teeth.
Happy holidays and ride red.
The Monster Energy AMA Supercross season races into Anaheim.
Let's see what they've got.
The world's elite riders compete head-to-head for the Covenant Supercross Championship.
Oh, Nick Paul's go down. Can you believe what you've just seen?
Don't miss intense racing and Monster Energy Supercross. Catch the season opening action at Angel Stadium January 6th and returning January 27th. Get tickets at supercrosslive.com.
30 minutes and 2 laps. Let's go racing.
Good evening, everybody, and welcome back to the Thor Mini O's After Show, our Friday night edition. I'm Megawatt Matt Watson. Of course, as always, the insane Wes Kane on hand. For the second half of our show here tonight, we have got a father-son dynamic duo, very special guests, and I've been excited since yesterday, Nick, to have you guys up here. Of course, Nick and Vincent Way. And when we talk about the event, Wes, we talk about it's a family event, man. We've got parents with 3 or 4 kids riding 3 or 4 classes. People have come here for decades, much like you, Nick. And it is a family event. That's the bottom line. Everybody's included here. There's something for everybody to do on the track and off. There's a class for everybody. And there's so much history and tradition. Not always, though, do we see second-gen riders, especially of pro-level riders. And it's a very unique situation we have here this year. We've seen it in the past with riders like Evan Ferry. And it's always a unique situation, and it always pleases me, and really pumped for the success that Vincent has had. Nick was always a big fan of yours, and thank you so much for taking time out of your Friday evening to hang with us, buddy.
Yeah, I appreciate you guys.
Push it up.
Yeah, I appreciate you guys having us out. This is our first trip here as a family. I came here from 1990 to 97, so it's been 25 years or so since I've actually been here. I mean, I was here last time pre-internet. But Gator Pit's still here, dinner table's still here, tower's still here, Wes Kane's still here. So we're pumped, and the competition in Vincent's class, especially at his age range, is the riders are phenomenal, and we're just happy to be here competing and learning with them because a lot of the kids are from the Southeast, so this is a track they get to ride, and we're happy to come race them.
You know, you and I have compared notes over all kinds of things, whether it's been national motocross, amateur motocross. We see each other, we chat about anything from a vintage bike to the last moto. When you were here, it was quite different. Some of the age classes were different. The bike sizes were different. Right now, with this many classes and this many riders, can you believe the depth of the competition in each and every class?
Well, when I was here, it was definitely there was not this many people.
Right.
But they also had the TT, which basically went in between the lanes in the Supercross track. The Supercross track, for a few years there, maybe because I was little, was really aggressive. I remember being super nervous of hitting some of the jumps out there, and I had a lot of my friends take some trips to the hospital on that bad boy over there. But they definitely have fine-tuned the event. It's definitely, with Supercross and motocross, and I think that the outdoor track, I've never seen it so sweet. I mean, I came here, like I said, 7-8 years, and they've done a phenomenal job making the track, raceable yet super technical and a little bit slower, especially since when I was here even, because obviously the bikes are capable of high speed, and even with the weather, they've done a great job.
Tell me what it means for you to be here after so long and then enjoying this week with your son and your family.
Well, I mean, I would like to say I've been enjoying it. I need to like chill a little bit because this is all, everybody down here, like you said, the level's super high. So we're here to learn and do our best. So I need to take a deep breath and enjoy ourselves because I'm grateful to be here, and obviously I have a lot of great friends that are here too. It's nice to see all of you guys. A lot of faces that we've seen over the years. It's nice to see Win and his family putting on such a great event because, like I said, it's been a long time and he's ran it. But yeah, it's definitely some perspective I need to have to kind of maybe chill a little bit.
Tell me about the Moto Mafia. Are you bringing up a young Moto Mafia member right here under the radar, or are we going to run
Michigan Mafia?
Up there? Yeah, Michigan Mafia.
Well, I mean, ultimately that's what we're here, right? We're trying to learn. I mean, I've always been like proud of where I came from because there's a lot of great riders from Michigan, and try to pump up the Mafia because it really just stands for, in my mind, just grit and determination. And we've had Vincent's done a good job. We won a moto this morning. We did. We won a moto this morning in the rain, which made me proud because obviously we don't ride in the rain very often. And like I said, the kids in his class especially, they're from around here, and they're phenomenal riders in his age range, which everybody is. But I think his particular age range has some really exceptional talent. So we're happy to be here competing with them and, like you said, trying to get that grit.
You know, Vincent, many people have different definitions for similar words for the same word. And when Dad says he chills, is that the same definition of chill for you? Does he have the same definition? Is his idea of just chilling, hanging out the same idea as your idea, or idea of just chilling, hanging out?
Well, my idea of chilling here is kind of like there's a 6-amp berm over there on the bike, and me and my friends have been like fixing it when people blow it out or something, and then just hit it in a second gear wide open, which is super fun. And that's my definition of chill. And then he's like, "You gotta chill," and I'm like, "I can't help it."
I love it. Hey, man, we've kept an eye on you the last few years. And as I told you over there with Knowles and stuff the other day, I'm a big fan of your style. I really like your body position on the bike. I like the way you move the bike. I like the way you use your lower body, that kind of thing. You don't follow a lot. I don't see that. I think he tries to find alternate lines and search it out. And is that something that you focus on or you notice, or is it just something that happens?
Thank you, but he's training me pretty well to adapt and find new lines and just overall don't like mess up, or not mess up, just kind of just find a flow. And if you're not having a flow, then you got to try something new, and you always got to adapt, basically.
You guys ever go back and watch game tape of him?
All the time.
He was a bad dude. Okay, what he's telling you isn't fluff by any means. And if there's one thing your dad was known for, it was getting it done, whether late in the race from a bad start or whatever. And I see those tendencies. You didn't get some of the best starts this week and really put your head down, and you were determined you were going to race to that checkered flag.
Yeah, thank you, but I got to say something about my dad. Well, we've been doing this 20-minute scrimmage, and I haven't really seen much of that grit, honestly. He's like right behind me at the 10-minute mark, and then I don't see him. He's like 30 seconds back at the end of the 20 minutes or so.
Oh, you just made my night, man.
Yeah, like you guys already know, these kids are fast. I mean, I don't know. I'm not committed to the game like I once was. He has me for a longer moto, but a one lapper I got him.
Oh, I promise you that he can't sprint with you. There's no doubt. Vince, Nick, when we talk about the different roles, you look at everything differently now, almost team manager, dad type thing. And what is the biggest concern you guys have right now? Getting ahead of yourselves, anything like that? What's the biggest focus and concern to make sure we keep climbing the ladder properly?
Well, ultimately, I think every parent out here would think that their kid rides pretty well. It's just when it comes time to perform at a high level, it's difficult. I have a lot of experience within motocross and supercross. I work with some professional athletes now, and ultimately, like, practicing and racing is two different things. So we drove across the country to come compete against the nation's best because ultimately I think Vincent's a great rider, but he needs to be a better racer. So there's no better place than down here in Florida and work on that.
Wow, I asked the question and we got the answer right there, and that's impressive. I like that. He's a great rider. We're going to work on becoming a great racer, and that tells me right there that there's a couple little areas that when we polish that up next, you have to agree there's been great advancement in the last year. You have to agree there's been great improvement and stuff. And
well, for sure, but I mean, ultimately, we went to the Loretta's on a 50 on up, and ultimately, my parents were always telling me to be careful, be smooth, because they thought of it as a hobby, and then now he's been around it since a very young age, and I hate to say it, but he's a bit overconfident, but I haven't ultimately been like, hey man, be careful, because if he wants to do this, he's going to have to at some level take some risk and push himself. So I kind of needed him to show me that before I was, going to just help him blindly, because this is a difficult sport to be involved in, as we all know. So he's been sendy, and then now it's been it's a priority for ours to be a little bit more methodical with what he's doing. So I'm happy with him to get some second and thirds. He won a moto this morning, which was cool. But in the past, he would kind of send it, and his bike may have ended up in that gator pit.
And that sums it up for me. That's exactly what I was asking, Much respect for this guy as a racer. I love how you approach things as a dad, and you're a realist. And I think more people need to accept the honest speed of their kid. And when they start making increments and expectations, where are we going to be in 6 months, a year, and this and that, you better be honest with yourself. And it comes down to results at events like this.
Yeah, I mean, I agree with you, but it's very difficult as well. I mean, you always want to be optimistic about your potential, but really everybody's doing maybe a little bit too much, in my opinion, focusing on technique and what their data saying about their training, etc. Really, people need to get out there and race. Ultimately, where it doesn't matter if you're perfect. I mean, Carmichael would ride around here with his legs out and get it done. So I think it's important to ride properly, but ultimately it comes down to grit and determination. I mean, that's basically it. And like I said, I was proud of a moto this morning in the rain because he adapted and into a condition that we're not necessarily versed in. But ultimately, I think this track is really, it races well, and it's basically, you have to be a great rider to get around here. And it's the motos are long. I'm pumped I came here. We're 30 some hours away from home, and I'll come back.
I love it. That's exactly what I wanted to hear. Wes, anything else?
Yeah, I just want to know, tell me the balance. You train a lot of top-level pros. Tell me where you find the balance between training your top-level pros and then when you got to train when Vincent comes out there. How do you find that balance to where you're giving them all this high-speed information? Now, do you jack it down? Tell me how you find that fine line.
I mean, to be honest with you, it's not like I'm full-time training Vincent. He rides, and he likes to do it because, I mean, ultimately, as a parent who's been involved in the sport forever, I guard against it being my idea. Right, because this is a tough sport. So I want him to do it if he wants to do it. Donovan's here racing too. He has a great time. He's not as serious as Vincent is, but ultimately there's a lot of days where my wife will take him riding, and then they'll tell me about how it went when they come back. Because really, he's going to need to grow up and be mature. Because I would love, like every parent here, when he gets sketchy and it's about the high side, I'd love to run over there and catch him. But really, I need to just empower him to make the right decisions when it's time. So I try to not really overcoach him at this point, for sure. Just empower him to make his own decisions, and I see there's a lot of mature kids here, right? Well, that's just part of the sport. That's why we love it so much too, because there's kids on 65s that are doing some amazing things, 50s. Your regular 8-year-olds, we don't necessarily trust them that much, so there's definitely some mature kids here. That's definitely a great life lesson that motocross provides us all. But ultimately, you know, I think that's another portion where it comes down to like being good and great. It's just being sure of yourself, being sure of your decisions.
Yeah, that's why I try to, you know, instill. You have to be a parent and a coach and not a tyrant. So you have to find that fine line. You're instilling coaching to your top guys. Then you have to coach and then find yourself being a parent at the same time. So there's a fine line there.
Yeah, I mean, there's no perfect way of doing anything, right? We just try to do our best, and hopefully it works out. But like I said, I'm a little bit anxious of it all because maybe ignorance is bliss would be, in this case, would probably be a little better. But I just try to make sure we learn each time, and focus is good. So we're having a good time, and like I said, this is every aspect. Coming up here, having the opportunity to talk to you guys, letting Vincent talk in front of people is a great way for him to grow up as a man and mature also too. So I'm gonna let him say something.
Well, you're a true testament to my saying a cliche: a family that races together stays together. You and your dad are still there. I saw him. He had Vincent last week at Josh Woods's, and he's still coming to races with you. So there's 3 generations of you guys still at the races, and it's good to see.
Hey, what do you think about Grandpa too?
Yeah, what do you think about?
Well, I had a lot of fun with my grandpa this weekend at GPF. The Cash for Class was an awesome race. First time there, and had a blast. Definitely would go back to that if I could. And I just had an awesome time with my grandpa.
Well, don't leave him at home too many times. He does enjoy coming to the races. So if Dad's busy, get Pop, bring him. We enjoy him out there seeing him because I've seen him out there a long time with your dad, and I enjoy seeing him last weekend with you.
Thank you.
I think Wes Kane raced T-Way at one point at Loretta's, maybe 88 Woods class.
No way.
No. We won't go there. We'll leave it alone.
Hey, Vince, it's been a ton of fun watching you mature and develop, and we look forward to see what's next for Team Wayne, no doubt about it. Nick, thank you so much, man, for supporting the game, supporting this event, doing what you do for all the pro-level riders, and just being such an important part all around in our sport, man, and you're such a great part of our history. I appreciate you, man, and we just can't thank you enough.
Yeah, thanks for having us. And like I said, I appreciate having such an awesome event. My younger son, Donovan, he's missed all of the mains, and he's going to go home and tell all his friends he hit the dinner table step-ups. So, I mean, and ultimately he's going to be more motivated to improve, and these events are awesome, and it's a great platform for these young riders and families to come. I mean, I'm learning.
Awesome. That's going to do it for Nick and Vincent Way, and that's going to do it for this Friday edition of the Thor After Show here at the Mini-O's. We thank everybody at home for listening. We thank everybody out there in the pits for listening. We look forward to doing this again next year, and we look forward to seeing you then. On behalf of RacerTV.com, I'm Megawatt Matt Watson. That's the insane Wes Kane.
And you're not. I'm Wes Kane, and you're not.
And we're out for one more year. Thank you so much.
Good.
Hey, thanks, man. Good job, man, for sure.
Good job.
And when we get time, we'll boost a little bit. We'll start doing some of that. Maybe, come up and analyze some of the smaller races for us, dude. Some of the 65 races and stuff. If you got a minute. Appreciate you, buddy.
Yep, thank you.
Thanks, dude.